Check 1, 2. Audio test. Yeah. Ooh. Fuzzy. Redo this. Check, check. Clean? Alright. This is the line.
Good morning. We're going to get started in about 3 minutes. Please make your way up and fill some of these seats. There's a lot of empty seats. Thank you. Good morning. Welcome to the operational briefing for the park incident for the operational period of August 21st to the 22nd, 0700 to 0700 hours. My name is Gabe Garcia. I'm the planning section chief. I ask that you please mute your phones, silence your radios, and keep any sidebar conversations down. I'm going to start off by going over our incident objectives. Our management objectives are to provide for emergency personnel and public safety at all times, protect property improvements and infrastructure, ensure costs are aligned with mission priorities, ensure coordinated, timely, and accurate release of public information, continue to enhance and maintain positive relationships with all local partners, cooperators, and stakeholders, protect economic, natural, cultural, and heritage resources, implement fire suppression repair activities in accordance with approved suppression repair plans. Our control objectives: keep the fire north of Skyway, keep the fire east of Highway 99, Highway 36, Manton Road, Rock Creek Road, and Wilson Hill Road. Keep the fire south of Highway 44, and keep the fire west of the Pacific Crest Trail. Up next, current situation, night ops.
Good morning, everybody. Steve Ward, Night Operations Team 6. So a good night last night, pretty quiet through the evening. However, when you looked at the crews out there, it was very apparent that everybody was working hard throughout the day. Also apparent through the drift smoke in the evening has been really reducing through the night. And I know that the crews have been working, 800 to 1,000 foot in from the line. So everything's looking really extremely well out there. As we look at our fire from Branch 10 was in patrol status last night. No calls for service or anything of that nature. As we moved up into Branch 12, Again, no calls for service, very quiet and very deep, no smokes or anything noted in that area. Primary work, as everybody realizes, is in the 15, 18 branches. So down the Little Giant Mill Road, down there in Quebec, they continued to work those sloughs from the other day. Didn't find any more heat in there. Just started continuing the backhaul and continue to clean up the logistics there. As we move over into X-ray or whiskey and X-ray towards the mineral area, same thing. Again, the heat signatures really reducing. Anything that's they're finding is extremely interior at this point. The suppression repair resources started moving into that area to make some progress in there, and they continue to backhaul hose and trash and snap tanks as they're not needed. That continued down around towards Doe Mountain. There's some isolated smokes that they're seeing up on Doe Mountain. Crews are hiking in and going after those as well, and that held true all the way down through Charlie, Echo, and Foxtrot area. So overall, really good night. But it's very apparent that the crews are working extremely hard and getting out there, especially during those daylight hours, and making sure that those interior smokes are being handled. So with that, we're looking pretty good. Thanks.
Up next with weather, our incident meteorologist.
Hey, good morning. Bob Honish, incident meteorologist, Park Incident. Well, we're starting today off very similar to yesterday, another night of moderate humidity recovery. And today's weather is actually very similar to what you saw if you were out there yesterday. Mostly full sunshine today, a few afternoon cumulus or thin high clouds, but otherwise full sun. Afternoon temperatures generally in the 80s, maybe as high as 90 at the lowest elevations, and humidity down to around 20%, maybe a little bit lower again if you get down below 1,000 feet in elevation. Winds today still out of the southwest, and like yesterday, some afternoon gusts may be peaking around 15 or 20 miles an hour if you're on an exposed ridgetop or a location that has some alignment with the terrain. And then tonight, winds becoming down drainage, and another night of poor to moderate humidity recovery tonight. I do want to start highlighting the next few days because we do have some changes, even though the last few days have been similar. Beginning tomorrow, we start to feel the influence of a weather system that's dropping down along the coast. And the initial response from that will be increased winds. So tomorrow will be a windier day. Southwest winds may be gusting up to 30 on the ridges. We do see the humidity improve some, but it will be slow. So still afternoon humidity around 25 to 30%, but a windy day. And as that system kicks across the area on Friday, it's a much cooler day, also with a chance for showers, maybe an isolated risk of a thunderstorm or well. So one more similar day today, and then some bigger changes coming for the next 2 days. End of report for fire weather.
Up next with fire behavior analyst.
Good morning, Jan Smoots, fire behavior analyst for the Park Incident. So like the IMET said, we've got similar conditions today, and you can expect to see similar conditions out on the line to what you've seen over the last 2 days. Not expecting much in the way of potential for new spot fires today or much activity within the perimeter, but the fuel bed surrounding the fire remains very dry, receptive to new ignitions and subsequent fire spread. Today's going to be a great opportunity to kind of tuck in the edges, knock down any of those heat sources that remain anywhere near the perimeter of the fire, and get prepared for the stronger winds that are coming in tomorrow. Have a good shift.
And now with our safety message, your safety officer.
Hey, good morning, Jason Novak, Park Safety. On page 6, you'll find your safety message. That's for you, that's for your crews, that's for you guys to brief before you go on the line. So as a safety officer on an incident, we're tasked with many things. We look at data collection, we look at trends, we put in prevention programs, we do mitigation plans. Now, I like stats, and here's one for you. You know, how many times has my favorite football team won the Super Bowl? Well, that stat's actually easy. It's 0 because I'm a Vikings fan. Or how many times can you fold a piece of paper on itself? It's only 7 times. So you're probably wondering, where am I going with the safety message? I'll tell you, give you some other stats. Camp crud is at our back door here. We're seeing a rise and an uptick in trends and illnesses throughout the camp. Now, although a dirty face and dirty hands may show good hard work out there, it's not acceptable in the feeding area. So research has shown good hand practices can prevent up to 12% of any illnesses to death with diarrhea or any respiratory illnesses, and up to 13% with that. So the prevention plan, it's simple, it's easy, it's right here. Wash your hands to prevent the spread of germs, to keep yourself healthy, to keep everyone healthy at this camp while we're here. I'm not going to tell you to have a safe shift, go do a good job. I'm going to tell you to make good choices today.
Air operations.
Good morning, Tom Swanson, Air Operations. For today's aircraft lineup, we have 6 helicopters to support the plan, 2 Type 1s, 1 Type 2 with a helitack crew, 2 Type 3s to support recons and Helco mission if needed. We have day and night medevac and hoist capabilities with Copter 606 at Red Bluff Airport, the Vina helicopter, and then we also have Guard 820 responding out of Reading with a paramedic on board. We're also doing UAS drone flights to support IR mapping mission requests and make sure you're monitoring air to ground.
Medical unit leader.
Good morning, Luke McAlpine, Medical Unit. Going on the line today, we're going to have 3 teams of line medics, 1 REMS team, and 1 ambulance on 12-hour rotations. Back here in base camp, we still have CalMat and MERT set up for all medical treatment and supplies. Your 9 line, understanding the correct medical reporting procedures. You can find it on your 206 in box 6. I've also printed up some pocket guides that you can take next to the IEPs in the back. Thank you.
Up next, communications.
Good morning. Ryan Clausen, Communications Unit Leader. If you could, please turn to page 55 of the IAP. This is our current comms plan for today. Please ensure you have the current clone in your radio. That clone will be V5. We're still having folks come in and get the current clone. We're available for programming back there. Division assignments for Butte be NIFC TAC 5 for Division Bravo Echo Foxtrot. Correction, Echo Foxtrot. V-Fire 26 for Division Bravo Charlie. Turn to page 56. CDF TAC 20 for Division Tango X-Ray. CDF TAC 21 for Juliet, Lima, and November. V-Fire 24 for Quebec in uniform. NIFC TAC 1 for Tango Whiskey. Once again, please reference your 204s for your assigned division. The frequencies will also be on there. If you have any questions, come past the comms unit. Thank you very much.
Up next, logistics.
Good morning, Brian Louise, Logistics. For those resources that weren't here yesterday, I just want to throw out a couple quick reminders. We have plenty of folks out on the street out here tonight, or this morning, I should say, as you guys leave and go to the line. So be cognizant of that. They're out in the middle of the street. They're trying to help smooth the traffic flow. School is in session. It's a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit. That includes going to fuel and coming down Highway 36. In addition to that, our supply unit wanted to throw something out there. They were able to complete 290,000 feet of rolled hose yesterday alone. They want to throw a little challenge out and see if you can pull more than that. In addition, when you're out there getting the hose and pulling it off the line, if you could butterfly that, that would speed the process up here in camp. Thank you and have a good day.
Next with your training message, training specialist.
Good morning, Anthony Masuko, training specialist for the park. Your training message is on page 73 of your IAP. We currently have several folks that have not checked in with training, so just stop by with your validated task book and we'll get you checked in real quick. And also to validate your training record, bring by your task book evaluation record and your ICS 225 and we'll get you that valid training record. Have a safe shift.
And now information.
Good morning, Robert Carval, PIO information.
Turn it on.
Good morning, Robert Carvalho information. If you turn to page 60, there's a couple information I want to give you guys. 57% contained, roughly 3,800 personnel on the line. There's also a mailing address if you want to ship anything here to the incident. My right, your left, there's a PIO trailer in the front. We also have lost and found items there if you're missing anything. Thank you.
Up next with your incident assignments and roll call, resource unit leader and operations.
Hey, good morning. Garrett Adams, resource unit leader for the park incident.
Good morning. I'm Eric Schwab with operations.
We'll be starting with your line leadership roll call for Tehama Zone, branch 1518, Matthews. Here. Cazal. Here. White. Here. For Tehama, Quebec, DiMartino. Here. Prater. Here. For Tehama Whiskey, Miss Sud. Sorry. For Tehama X-Ray, Dietz. Here. Resendez. Here. For Butte Charlie, Lopez. Here. For Butte Echo, Fowler. Here.
Okay, I'll hit branch 10 and 12 before 15 and 18. 10 is in patrol status today, no resources assigned out there. Branch 12, Utah EMAC resource, Mr. Needles will be the contact out in branch 12 for any calls for service. If he has any issues today, contact me direct. No calls for service in either branch 10 or 12 yesterday. We'll be looking to put branch 12 into a patrol status at the end of shift today, should conditions allow us to do that. For branch 15 and 18, Mo, you guys are out there. You're doing exactly what needs to happen. We keep utilizing the technology with the UAS, keep chasing those deep interior smokes that the community is going to see. Based on all the hard work that everyone has done out here, all the evacuation warnings were lifted yesterday over the entire incident. Everyone is allowed back in there. And the final road closure opened up at 1800 yesterday, so if you're working up in that 172 area, just be aware that folks are allowed back in there. And that's, again, based on all the hard work that you folks are putting in. I do ask for you branch directors, as those folks chase smokes in 1,500, 2,000 feet, get those falling crews in there, make sure they're looking up before they look down and start mopping that stuff up.
Thank you. For branch Tehama, fire suppression repair, Totoshini. Here. Frazier. Here. And Johnson.
Okay, for you folks, you guys are doing a great job out there. Every day we're getting increased efficiency. We're getting more overhead in to help staff and manage that workload for you guys. Just make sure, like we talked about, get 24, 36 hours out ahead of this thing so we don't find a surprise hose lay or something that may slow us down, and have a plan should the weather come in. So with that, again, I appreciate all the work everyone's doing. Have a great shift.
And now your incident commander.
Good morning. My name is Keith Sidama. I'm one of your unified incident commanders here on the park incident. First off, I'd like to commend the great work that's been accomplished to put us in a position to be able to lift all of the evacuation orders and warnings and get our folks back into the communities. We're entering day 29 of our incident today. And so what that tells me, we need to be aware of cumulative fatigue. And so our director put out a memo yesterday highlighting the fact that we've had 13 CAL FIRE IMT deployments, and the Forest Service has had 89 nationwide, with 13 of those being here in California. So equally, we all know it's been a busy fire season for us, right? So we need to do what we can to minimize our distractions, our inattention, and complacency. But I also want to take a moment to just, again, reflect on the work that's been done, but also focus on what's ahead with what we've heard with the incoming weather here. I want to thank you all for your sacrifices you have done, and also to your families to serve and safeguard our communities. Please continue to take care of yourselves, stay healthy, and have a safe shift.
Thank you. Branch division breakouts are located behind briefing around the back. Unassigned resources meet with the resource unit leader at the table where the IEPs were. Next blind meeting at 1700. Next operational briefing at 0700. That concludes our briefing. Don't forget to unmute your phones, turn up your radios. Thanks.